Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 22 video where today I'm going to be sharing with you my 4-2-3-1 custom tactics. The tactics that at the moment I'm using at the moment, I absolutely love the 4-2-3-1 formation. It is a brilliant formation for anybody who is just coming into FIFA, and it's always one of the best formations in FIFA regardless of which game cycle we're in. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my current 4-2-3-1 tactics. Now obviously tactics will change throughout the year, and this at the moment is to suit my playstyle. If you are someone who likes to play quite an aggressive, quite an attacking style of play, these tactics probably won't work for you. And also this formation doesn't really work if that's the way you like to play. If you're someone who likes to bomb the ball up the wing, use lots of pace, probably not the best formation for you. There will be some other ones that will release throughout the year. Now, starting with the tactics, these are the tactics that I have settled on. Now, defensive style, balanced. This is a really tough formation to break down, and that's one of the strengths of this formation of the 4-2-3-1. It is a really tough formation to break down, even if you're not playing it defensively, even if you're just playing it on quite a balanced sort of set of tactics like we are here, you know, balanced 50 width and 60 depth. That's pretty standard, you know, pretty balanced. But it's tough to break down. It is just a very solid formation. Obviously, the way that they have reworked the AI this year, defensively, it seems to hold shape extremely well. And in the 5 or 6 games that I've played just today, I haven't conceded a single goal. You know, it's just very tough to break this formation down. It's very tough to play against, especially if you've got the right personnel. We've got Fred and Partey as the two defensive midfielders, and it's important to have two proper DMs because that's how I play with those two DMs, and they do sit back, and Fred especially is very good at intercepting possession. But it's a tough formation to break down. Playing on 60 depth, you know, still playing high enough off the pitch that we don't really have to rely too much on pace in the defensive third. In terms of the build-up play, we are playing on slow build-up, and this is the tactics that we have gone for. We've gone for slow build-up and direct passing. Now, for me, this formation works very well for people who like to hold possession, who like to play quite methodically, quite slowly. If you're someone who likes to play sort of with fast build-up, I don't think it works too well with this formation, especially if you're playing on PlayStation 5. And the reason why that's different, the game does feel a tad slower on PS5. And when I have experience playing with fast build-up, just the game speed in general just feels a little bit slower. So it doesn't feel like fast build-up is as effective because of the game speed. So because of that, I decided to try slow build-up. And slow build-up has worked very, very well. Again, you play to the strengths of the formation, and the formation and the strength of this formation is the fact that all of your players, as you can see, are very tight. It's a very compact formation, and it's very easy to play lots of sort of short 5-10 yard passes. And again, when you're playing on slow build-up, it means that your players don't create these big 20-30 yard gaps. You know, don't be trying to play 20-30 yard passes with this formation and on slow build-up, because you will struggle. And again, if you are in the final third in your half and you try and build up, that you don't have many players up at the top end of the pitch. So if you work the ball up too fast up to your striker, you'll find that your striker will get surrounded by 3 or 4 defenders and you'll lose possession, and then you're just going to come under wave after wave of pressure. So make sure you play to the strengths of your formation and the way we've set this up. Chance creation, we selected direct passing. I think this, to me, this is fast becoming the kind of go-to of the chance creations already. I've tried a couple of the other ones. Possession works. Again, depends if you're someone who likes to just retain lots of possession, especially if you want to pin your opponent in the final third. This is great. Forward runs, at the moment, I haven't really explored too much. I think this works very, very well, more if you are trying to get back into a game rather than something you should do. I think this is something that you should have on like your ultra attacking tactic more than anything. But direct passing to me seems to be the go-to. Now, it does only really work super effectively if you've got a little bit of pace up front. This is one of those tactics that will work better, as it says on the right hand side. Players who have good attack positioning and are a little bit faster, because your players are obviously constantly making runs in space. At the moment, I'm still not, you know, getting it every single time, managing to time my passes. But generally, if you have quicker strikers, direct passing is very, very effective with those type of players. And then the width, plays in the box, corners and free kicks is just pretty standard. I don't really like to change these too much, especially the bottom 3. Width, I just want to keep it quite, you know, quite basic, because we don't have a lot of width in this formation because it's 3 cams. So we don't have a lot of natural width in this formation anyway. So there's no need to play any wider than it is. In terms of the instructions, we will start up top with our striker, Richarlison, who is on stay central and getting behind. Obviously, Richarlison isn't the fastest striker, but when you are playing with direct passing, you do want to have your striker on getting behind, because obviously the getting behind instruction will pair with the direct passing, and he's going to make those runs in behind. Like I said, Richarlison isn't the fastest striker. The quicker the striker you have here, the more effective it will be. But ultimately, it depends on the personnel. If you have a relatively quick striker, someone around Richarlison's pace, this will work super effective. He's bagged loads of goals for me and always seems to be in a great position. Then we've gone for the three cams. So Bergwijn, Kai Havertz and Nicolas Pepe all on free roam. Now, last year when I used to play with the 4-2-3-1, I used to just play with the central cam Havertz in this case. I used to just play with the central cam on free roam and the two wide cams on just stick to position. But this year, I think because the way that they've reworked the AI, it's just a bit more intelligent, especially in the final third. Your players stay on side a bit more. They're just a bit cleverer. So I think you can get away with playing free roam. You know, sometimes I'll find Havertz out on the left and Bergwijn will be in the middle. A lot of the time I've found Pepe to be drifting a bit more on the inside. And another reason why we want these guys on free roam is because I have the fullbacks, Reguilon and Castagne, who again aren't the quickest, but hasn't really been much of an issue. You know, I've played against a couple of Saint-Maximans and Traorés and Baileys already, and that lack of pace hasn't been much of an issue. I really like the fact that my fullbacks are getting forwards, and it works very well when Bergwijn or Pepe drift inside, more into maybe Havertz's spot, or maybe Bergwijn is more in a left forward spot up there at Richarlison. Reguilon has then got the full left wing to run up, and Bergwijn's not going to be in his way. So those two tactics work really, really well together, and it just creates lots of opportunities. I've been creating so many opportunities, and just free flowing. It just feels really good to play with. I just feel like I'm in control of lots of games. But even though we're quite attacking in the way we've set it up, like I said earlier in the video, very difficult to break down. You know, I haven't actually conceded a goal in my last 6 games playing with these tactics and instructions against a couple of decent players as well. You know, got some decent players working their way up through the divisions, and we're not really struggling. We're really controlling the game and just having a great time with this formation. Obviously the two centre backs on stay back. Areola comes across and the sweeper keeper, and then the two midfielders, Fred and Thomas Partey. We mentioned these at the beginning of the video. You do want these guys to be proper defensive midfielders, which is why we've selected Fred and Partey, because we have the fullbacks that do get forwards. They're on the balanced attack. So we do need a little bit of defensive nous and just a few players to be a bit defensive. And we've had Fred and Partey on cut passing lanes and stay back while attacking, just to give that extra protection, whilst maybe Reguilon and Castagne are getting back into position. Diaz and Romero are quick enough at this stage of the game that they can kind of deal with most people's strikers. And then Fred and Partey just give that protection in front. But Fred especially is very good at cutting passing lanes. If you can get your player in the right position to cut the passing lanes, it can be really, really successful. And it can be a really positive thing because, again, this formation isn't the best, I would say, for counter-attacking. But it just then allows me to my team to get back into position, and then you just allow to work your way back into the game. As I said, it's not the best for counter-attacking, maybe because we don't have the quickest players, but I just find that this is a formation really that you want to control the game with more than try and sit deep and counter. You know, even though it's tough to break down, it's a much better formation when you're actually trying to play on the front foot and just control possession. Again, all of those games so far, I've had sort of low 60s for the possession, you know, low 90s for pass accuracy, and yet I've still been able to have 8, 9, 10 shots on target every single game. You know, 3 or 4 expected goals without reply so far. So far, this 4-2-3-1 setup that I've got going is normally it takes a little bit of time to kind of find a sweet spot with tactics, but already I've seemed to have hit the nail on the head with these 4-2-3-1s. Sure, it will change as people's teams get better, as people understand the game a bit better. There will be obviously evolutions in these tactics, but at the moment these are brilliant. So if you do want to try them out, let me know how they go for you in the comments section below. Make sure you drop a thumbs up if you did enjoy the content, and also do hit that subscribe button. It does massively help us out. And let us know in the comment section if there's any other formations that you would like us to cover, or any other tactic videos, or just videos in general you'd like us to cover over the year, and we'll do our best to create them for you guys. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.